All right, next up, we have myself reaching my free article limit, so I'm going to read it on yours. It's one more subscription I have to get, Seeking Alpha. I do read Seeking Alpha often, and it is a free subscription.
I think this might be...
for you as well? Let me see how quickly I can register here. It probably shouldn't take too long. I'll do it with Google, in fact.
Oh.
And that should just take all of maybe 2 seconds here, because they're not going to ask me for money. But since we started this news show, I have been supporting so many different news sites, Will. You have no idea. Mm-hmm. And I don't mind, to be honest, because it keeps me in the loop, so to speak.
Yeah, and you want to support them too.
Apple could show dramatic... They let me in, but then they kind of screwed me up because they made me go back to the article all over again. But anyway, I'm here now. No, I'm not. Was this about... Yes, here we go. It's the margins. I'm in. I registered. Shout out Seeking Alpha. I'm a real boy now.
All right. Well, we'll just have to follow what you say.
Because you didn't register fast. So I was speedier than the speediest, which is Willie Do. I was speedier. All right, let me break it down for you. iPhone 12 cost Apple more money to make. And I know you're probably not surprised by that. You said, okay, well, they charge more money for it, so it probably costs more to make. Now, the problem is for Apple, which I don't think is that big of a problem, but the problem is that it bit into their margin, right? And they're used to having a nice, healthy margin. I'll tell you what. They let you in now? They let you in. That's nice.
What's happening?
Apple protects its margin like crazy. It's one of the best in the business. It is the best in the business. In the smartphone game, Apple's margin is unbelievable. And the way that you track this margin is with the BOM. And that's the bill of materials. It has increased massively due to the 5G feature and the better screens on the iPhone 12. Now, they charged more money for it, but not enough to cover the difference between the iPhone 11. So let me break it down for you. Bill of materials for iPhone 12 is 21% higher than iPhone 11. Shift from LCD to OLED, costing $23 more. 5G modem and RF system led to an increase in the cost by $34. Very important features for a modern smartphone, and the 12 had to carry it. The iPhone segment contributes 50% of revenue to Apple, so a drop in the margins here could affect their profitability as a company pretty significantly. Actually, there's a nice little graph as well. You know I like an infograph. Shout out Counterpoint Research. This showcases where the money was spent for an overall BOM cost increase of $72. Obviously, the RF components for the 5G and the connectivity. The display is another big player. Some things they saved money on. The RAM, storage, power management components, but they didn't save all that much. Look, waterproofing, sensors. So it wasn't enough to make up for that large gap created by that new equipment that's in there. So the effect here is that even though you're selling a more expensive phone, the iPhone 11 had a starting price of $699 with contract, and iPhone 12 with contract, $799. So the price only grew 14%, but Apple's cost grew by over 20%. You see where I'm going here, Will? Few less bucks for Apple themselves. Now, keep in mind, they sold other models, and they sold large volumes of other models, including those Pro models. And I would presume that the cost on those devices, or the margin, I should say, might be more substantial. But it is worth noting they're coming out with their earnings report. A lot of people are invested in Apple who watch this show. I don't know if you knew that. So they need to know stuff like this. Mm-hmm. So we'll see what that means for their bottom line very shortly.